This story is based on alleged accounts without concrete evidence and may be viewed as science fiction. It is presented for entertainment and discussion purposes only, and we do not endorse or support any claims made. Viewers should conduct their own research and form their own opinions. In the previous episode, we discussed how Lazar's life was in danger, which led him to consider sharing the information with the media. Let's continue with the story. After Lazar's disclosure, he initially received a lot of attention, but was soon met with many people questioning his credibility. Many pieces of evidence have been presented, mainly focused on his education, qualifications, work experience, criminal record, and so on. Lazar claimed to have a master's degree in physics and electronics from both the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and the California Institute of Technology, Caltech, which are both top engineering universities in the United States. However, there is no record of Lazar studying or graduating from either of these universities. Some people believe that the government deleted all information about Lazar from these universities. However, it is not difficult to determine if someone has studied at a university, even if the government has deleted Lazar's name. It is still possible to find students and teachers who graduated with him to prove that he has attended these schools. It is unrealistic to expect the government to silence every student and teacher who knows Lazar. Simply looking at a yearbook from the year Lazar claimed to have graduated would reveal whether or not his name is listed. Unfortunately, Lazar did not do this, as he did not attend either of these schools. Later, it was discovered that Lazar actually graduated from Pierce College, a state community college, where there are detailed records and information about his studies and graduation. Therefore, it is clear that Lazar lied about his education, but we will discuss why he did so later. Lazar claimed that he worked as an engineer at the Los Alamos National Laboratory in the United States after graduating, conducting research and development in electronics. It was through this experience that he came to work at S4 or engage in reverse engineering of alien technology, which sounds reasonable. With top university education and laboratory experience, he came to work in Area 51 for extraterrestrial development. It is worth noting that Los Alamos is the world's top laboratory and the site where the world's first atomic bomb was developed. The famous Manhattan Project was launched here. And it is also where significant scientists such as the father of the atomic bomb, J. Robert Oppenheimer, worked. So, why did Lazar dare to claim that he worked there? Finally, an investigation revealed that Lazar, who was working on photo processing at the time, signed a temporary contract with a company called Kirk Mayer through business contacts. This company happened to have a cooperative relationship with Los Alamos National Laboratory, providing them with some technical support. Therefore, Lazar had some opportunities to enter the Los Alamos National Laboratory, but definitely not as a physicist for related research. Apart from this, what did Lazar say in his disclosure that was explicitly confirmed? The first thing was his mention of Janet Airlines, which was a secret airline company that few people knew about in 1989. This airline company transported employees to work at Area 51, which sounded like a plot from a movie, but this company was later confirmed to be real. There is a dedicated Janet Airlines terminal at the Las Vegas airport, with police patrols nearby and no photography allowed for pedestrians. But many people have still managed to take pictures of the red and white unmarked planes taking off and landing. They would bring employees around 7 p.m. and based on the plane's back and forth time, they could only land at the military airport in Area 51. Regarding the mysterious bus in Area 51 that Lazar mentioned, not only have people seen and photographed it, but some have also tried to chase the bus because sometimes it would leave the Area 51 and could be discovered upon entry. One person waited on the road and confirmed that the bus was as described by others, with all the windows painted black. This person also identified the bus as the one going to Area 51 by observing fighter jets leaving smoke trails in the sky. Therefore, if Lazar did not personally come here, he would not have known so many details. The most crucial point in Lazar's disclosure is whether the legendary S-4 base exists in Area 51. By 1989, many people already knew that Area 51 was located next to the Nevada nuclear test site, and was a place for testing top-secret aircraft, such as the U-2, State Route 71, and F-117 stealth attack aircraft, which surpassed the aviation technology of that era. The name, Area 51, came from the area division made by the United States Atomic Energy Commission for the Nevada nuclear test site, which was divided into 28 areas, and Area 51 was the location of the Secret Aircraft Development Agency. The S-4 base is located within the Area 51. On the map, it can be seen that the Groom Lake is located about 20 kilometers north of Las Vegas. Due to its public status, the resolution of satellite photos of the place has been further enhanced. The military airport here has the world's longest runway, measuring 7 kilometers in length, probably for the takeoff and landing of large high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. Next to Area 51 is the famous Yucca Lake, which was a site for nuclear bomb testing during the Cold War era in the United States. One can see a dense array of various sizes of bomb craters on the ground. During the Cold War, the United States conducted thousands of nuclear explosions here, including both above-ground and underground tests. The largest bomb crater is at a place called Sedan Crater, where the United States conducted a 2 million-ton underground nuclear test in 1962 to test whether nuclear bombs could be used for mining. The explosion created a large hole with a diameter of 400 meters and a depth of 98 meters, and the amount of earth that was displaced was as much as 12 million tons. The radiation contamination resulting from this nuclear explosion was the most severe among all the nuclear tests conducted in Area 51. It took 30 years for vegetation to begin growing on the edge of the bomb crater. In the 1960s, during the U.S. Apollo moon landing program, astronauts were brought here for training since the bomb craters were similar to the craters on the Moon's surface. To the right of the bomb crater, which is underneath Area 51, is the location of the S-4 base that Lazar mentioned, which is situated near the Papoose Salt Lake. In 2002, U.S. President Bush took control of Area 51 away from Nevada and placed it under the direct management of the Pentagon. It was not until 2013 that the CIA officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51. But the U.S. government has never mentioned the S-4 base that Lazar disclosed. The entire Nevada test site is a no-fly zone, and vehicles and aircraft are not allowed to enter. The nearby Nellis Air Force Base is responsible for enforcing the no-fly zone. If an aircraft enters the area, its GPS will display the code R4808N, and the pilot must immediately leave the area. If the aircraft continues to enter, the military's radar will display intrusion, and the pilot may have their flying license permanently revoked, or even have their plane shot down by military fighter jets. Therefore, it is very difficult to take photos of the S-4 base. In 2020, a private pilot and amateur photographer piloted his small plane to edge of the restricted airspace in Area 51 and used a long lens to take high-definition photos of the area from his small plane. He first photographed a large arrow pointing to a UFO that someone had written on the ground, pointing in the direction of Area 51. He then photographed many bomb craters in the Yucca Lake nuclear test area, showing that although the area is vast, there are some facilities such as small houses. He continued flying forward and managed to capture the entire Papoose Lake area, which was the first publicly available high-definition photo of the area on the Internet. The photo showed that the Salt Lake was deserted and matched the appearance on Google Maps. But it was impossible to determine whether there were hidden hangars in the mountains. On Google Maps, there is indeed a small road that extends from Area 51 all the way to the lake. Although it is not labeled, it is clear that this Salt Lake must have some use. Otherwise, there would be no need to build this road. A 1989 map of Nevada found online shows that the entire area is covered by a no-fly zone, and it would be impossible to determine the exact layout of the area without going there in person. It is highly likely that Lazar worked in Area 51. As for the element 115 that Lazar mentioned, he was not the first to propose it, but his disclosure was somewhat forward-looking. We know that the higher the atomic number of an element, the shorter its half-life, meaning that it disappears immediately upon creation. However, some elements become stable and their decay rate becomes very slow when they reach a certain point, which is known as the stability effect. This theory is still theoretical, and it is believed that the point between element 114 and 116 is the stable point, which is element 115. However, synthesizing element 115 is still a long way off for humans. Stay tuned for the next episode as we continue this story.